Giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rukakwadash. Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. And I'm going to entitle this video, Our Lord is now visiting this system and will destroy it from off the face of the earth. So I got some precepts lined up, centered around the word visit. Anyway, I was watching this video, part of it. Got to watch the rest last night. Put up by Ibar Yahawada, #7. Number 7, #7. Man catches what looks, he should have wrote to be an angel riding on a power line. This infrastructure is finished. So he said he got it from somebody else. So he did a video centered around it. So now we know that there's you have these different programs where you can utilize what's called what is it? What is it called? Internet. I forget what the term is. But it's graphic images. CGI is an acronym for computer graphic images. So you have these programs that you can take anywhere, and then you can create an angel or a UFO. Some of these UFOs are CGI generated, but not all of them. So I don't know if this is CGI or this is an actual angel, but you can clearly see right here, and I'm gonna let it play. I muted it. Now the scriptures say it speaks about, in Hebrews 1, it speaks about the angels being pretty much just being fire. It's energy, pure energy. Electricity is nothing but concentrated fire. A laser is concentrated fire. So I'm going to let it play, and then I'll stop it, then I'll go into the precepts. And this man, excuse me, give me a second here. Hey, bottom line is, we're at the end of this thing, and the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rukakwadash, the Most High is showing himself with what Esau refers to as UFO sightings, and they're coming to destroy this man's world, Esau's world. You have a lot of men of Israel that joined GMS and even other camps, and they broke off and they set up. There's a lot of confusion out there. You got all these different camps. Got a lot of guys in the beginning that joined GMS or joined ISUPK or joined IUIC or HO or whatever. Then you have individuals from those I would say, premier camps that broke off for whatever reason, and they just went back into the world. And some of them set up their own, camps and had followers follow them. Then you had some that watched certain videos on YouTube about the Israelites, never got in contact with any camp, and just made a sign, took a garment, put some fringes on it, and they just went out and taught. And they'll watch some of our videos, ISUPK, whatever, IUIC, whatever, and they'll watch videos and they'll go to the scriptures and they'll just go out on their own. But then you have some of them that they'll take certain things that they like from GMS, and they'll take certain things that they like from Sakari. They might say, oh, yeah, we like GMS when they speak about this particular thing, but we're going to wear cat fitteds, when we go out there and speak, because we got that from Sakari. Or we're going to clean the communities. They got that from IUIC, and then the ISUPK, they got something else from that, and then another group. So they might sound like they're from GMS. But then if it comes down to the MOTB, they say, well, it's embargo. So it's nothing but confusion out here. The new demon, the spirit now is Edomites can make it. You got to forgive the Edomites. If you don't forgive the Edomites, you're not going to make it. You're not going to go to the kingdom of heaven. I was listening to a car, formerly the Sakari, and this was about a 6 minute of a bigger video. It was her car and her side, and they had a bunch of Christians, which is a complete waste of time dealing with Christians, because they're just going. And what came up in that video was Obadiah 1:18, 1 verse 18. And Hakar said that it's not talking about all of Israel. He didn't actually say that, but he applied it, implied it. And so it's in the 18th verse where it says they're going to be burnt up and they're going to be utterly devoured by fire, and there shall be no remaining of the house of Esau. So he said, well, anytime you come across the scriptures and it says the house of Esau, is talking about their armies. So I said, I never ran across any scriptures saying that. Maybe you got that from the Bible Hub or something, from a commentary. But what I did was I put house of Esau, and it really only came up one time, maybe twice. And one of the times it came up was Obadiah 1 verse 18. And I think I put in the house of, or house of. And it really didn't come up at all. I believe it came up one time dealing with Israel and one time dealing with, matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? Let me do this. Excuse me. So I'm going to type in house of. Okay, so it actually comes up 5,000 times and over 1,000 verses. It says, for Yahweh had fast closed up all the wombs of the house of Abimelech because of Sarah's Abraham's wife. Right, the house of my master's brother. So you have a man with a family, that's his house, the house of Isaac, or the house of Joseph. And the young man preferred not to do the thing because he had delight in Yaiquab's, or Jacob's daughter, and he was more honorable than all the house of his father. So it's talking about this individual's father's house. House of Pharaoh, house of Jacob. Jacob never had no army. Jacob had 12 had sons which became Israel. As a matter of fact, Joseph had 2 sons which became 2 tribes of Israel out of one Joseph. So you had the house of Jacob. So the house of Jacob doesn't mean, well, Jacob's army. Jacob didn't have an army. It was a family. It wasn't even a tribe yet. It was a family. When they went into Egypt, there were Hebrews already in Egypt, so-called Egypt, Mizraim. And then you had the rest of them, and there was less than 100 souls in there. And that 100 souls turned into a great multitude of people. So I don't know where Hakar got that from in the scriptures. Didn't get it from the scriptures, where it says in the house of Esau shall be for stubble. Oh, it's only talking about their military. We're just going to destroy their military, so Esau is not going to be done away with. It speaks about Amalek being utterly destroyed in Numbers 24. I was reading it yesterday. Job chapter 20. Let's go to that. These dudes are just teaching whatever the fuck they want to teach. And then you got people that don't study, and their spiritual eyes are not open, and they blindly follow these guys. I'm sorry, Job 20. Let me come down to the point. I'll say, you can actually start from the first verse. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphing of the wicked, now we know that it's talking about the Edomites, is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. When you compare a moment, when you compare their rulership to eternity, it's just a moment. When it came out of, when you go to Revelation 20, It said they went out to deceive the nations for a little season, right? That's 500 years from the time of Christopher Columbus and Spain ruling. The power came out of Spain. Before that, the power came out of Rome, but the power came out of Spain. The birth of the beast system came out of Spain, not Rome. They say that you still got Italians saying, "Oh, Christopher Columbus was an Italian." Christopher Columbus was not an Italian. He was a crypto Jew. He was a J that openly followed Christianity, Roman Catholicism, but secretly he was, reading the Torah, and because you got put to death and tortured. That's during the time of the Torquemada, the Spanish Inquisition. If you were Islamic, you had to stop being Islamic. You had to convert to being Christian, meaning a Catholic. If you were a Jew, you had to convert to being a Catholic or a Christian. Catholic, Christian, the same thing. Christianity came out of, this form of Christianity came out of the Roman Catholic Church. Catholic just means universal, roll into one. All these various churches, they have the same picture of the white Christ, which came about in the 40s, which is based upon, painting from Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo and other artists. So they made like a modern version. When you were a kid and you saw Jesus, your mother had pictures of Jesus on the wall. That was this artist that drew that during the time period of World War II, which is based upon the Renaissance art. It's still Renaissance. So the Renaissance kept going even till now. If you notice, when we were children, they like Easter Eve, they would always have movies. It would be a bunch of different movies coming out on different channels of so-called Jesus. The greatest story ever told, and all these movies about. And we thought we didn't have no problem with them. My mothers didn't have no problem with them. I'm gonna get back into the subject, but you see things like, you watch Good Times. We're all familiar with the episode with the so-called Black Jesus, which was a JJ. Hey, JJ. I guess Norman Lear was saying something when he called him JJ. The double J. The J. We call him the J's. He's a JJ. So Norman Lear, which is a J, he did an episode where JJ drew a likeness of Ned DeWino into being the black so-called Jesus. And when that thing was up on the wall, they started getting blessings. So Norman Lear, that devil, he knew that we were the Israelites, man. And everybody was getting blessings. Everybody was happy except for the mother, Esther Roll. She said, "My Jesus, no, my Jesus is a white man." She was the one that cut the blessings, man. So let me get back into this. So Esau shows you things. He'll put things right in front of you, in plain sight, and you can't see it because you've been programmed. It says that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy. Well, wait a minute. It doesn't say the white man. It just says wicked. If you're a wicked person, it's talking. The wicked is referring to Esau. Esau, read Malachi 1, the whole chapter. Tell you who the wicked is. The earth was given into the hand of the wicked. and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds. What is that talking about? It's talking about Kitty Hawk, was Orville and Wilbur Wright, the Wright brothers. You had Edomites trying to make flying machines, and it was in Kitty Hawk that the Most High blessed them to make that machine. See, the Most High could have gave them this technology and made a modern aircraft, but then that wouldn't make any sense, because they're saying, well, this is, you just can't make like the cars that we drive around in, right? It's pretty much like a Tesla. It's pretty much it's a gigantic battery, a car built around a gigantic battery, and it has a CP in it. Everything is apps. So that technology had to take years, and that's how the Most High gave it to him, piecemeal, in increments. He couldn't just, all of a sudden wake up and he made Teslas and internal combustion engines, planes and spaceships. The Most High gave it to him gradually so they can think that they're doing it themselves. Knowledge shall increase, Daniel 12, right? Just the internet is nothing but this is old technology that the priests had, the Levitical priests had. The Levitical priests during the time of Moses in the wilderness, they had CPs. They had laptops, which is in the form of the Urim and the Thummim. Urim meaning light, and Thummim meaning truth. What is it? Aworium Ba. Let me go ahead and check that. Let me give me a second. Give me a second here. Well, Urim and Thummim. It means light and truth in the Hebrew. So where was I? Head reach under the clouds. That's talking about their planes, their Apollo, the shuttles, the space stations. Their head shall reach the clouds, beyond the clouds, into space. That's their space stations. Or their satellites. Yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall see it, shall say, where is he? Let me look up the word perish. So Esau is going to be totally burnt up. Perish. The word there is abad. Vanish, go astray, be destroyed, die, be exterminated. To destroy, kill, cause the Paris to give up as loss. Exterminate. Look up the word exterminate. To destroy, put to death, of divine judgment. To blot out. The Most High was going to blot out Israel. The Most High told Moses, stand back, I'm going to blot them out. do away with, cause to vanish, cause to stray loose, die, be exterminated. So Obadiah 1 verse 18 is the extermination of the Edomites. That's the topic right there. The coming extermination of all Edomites. But you got these demons teaching that, well, Edomites are not going to be done away with. And Hakar didn't actually say that, but he did say, which led me to believe that he believes this, but he can correct me. He said that that Obadiah 1 verse 18 is talking about we're going to do away with Esau's armies. And then you got scholars saying, they'll say, if you go to the Bible Hub, the commentary, they'll say the fulfillment of Obadiah 1:18 is during the time of the Maccabees, when they killed them off. I believe that's 2 Maccabees 5, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not going to go to it. Somebody can go to it and put it up in the chat. So that's what scholars will say. Oh, no, yeah, that's when the Maccabees took them over. No, that's bullshit. Because Esau was still there after Judas and Maccabees had died. During the time of the priest Hyrcanus, which came out of the line of the Maccabees. He was a Levite. He burnt and killed a lot of them, but he spared some of them. He said, look, I'm going to spare y'all, but you got to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Do you know that there were Edomites keeping the law, statutes, and commandments during the time of the Messiah? Because you had the offspring of the Edomites that came up that was forced to keep the laws in order for them not to die. And I said this in previous videos. I'm the only one that really says this. Nobody else says this. But I was reading some documentation. During 70 AD, there was Edomites fighting on the side of Jake. And by the way, they were fighting the Romans and they were fighting the Herodian dynasty's men of war, which is the Herod's personal army, mercenaries, which were Edomites. So there were Edomites fighting other Edomites. There were certain Edomites that were fighting to protect the Israelites so they can get in the kingdom. You had Edomites that knew the gospel, and they were trying to get on the good side to go enter in the kingdom. Now, they're not going to enter into the kingdom. So anyway, let me show you. I'm sorry. Let me show you this here. So this is a part of the visitation of the Most High. Like I said, we don't know if this is CGI or this is actual. This guy actually caught it, because people say that. Well, that's CGI. Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll know in time, because there's going to be more visitations from our Lord through more chariots, UFOs, more. I've seen things. I've seen spiritual things happen, man. I know that the spiritual realm is real. Now let me just stop and read this. Location, Texas, time 11/11. 11/11 is, I've been seeing for the last few years. I've been seeing 11/11. I see 1/11, 11/11. I see 444, 555, 777, 222, 1111, 111. Date 7/25. This is not even a week ago. By the way, we're in August. Man catches what looks to be an angel riding on a power line. He was riding the electrical flow seen in this video. Let me open it up. Now this is in reverse. What does it say in Hebrews chapter 1? That the angels are a flame of fire. You can see the wings in the back. You can see the man looks like he might have a sword, the long garment. He wasn't wearing no t-shirt with fringes on it. They have the long, you can see the man's face, look like an icon, Russian icon. See the wings sprouting. Looked like he got a sword in his hand. I didn't see that at first. You see the arms, see the long white garment. You can see his head right there. And anytime you capture something on a video, it's grainy. Let me bring it back. I'm sorry, let me bring it back. And this is also called an apparition. See this beam of light here. What is this all about? Hey, let me bring this back. Hold up. Oh, wait a minute. Look at that. Looks like the head. He has a long white garment down to the foot. Fair use, fair use, fair use. Look at the head. You can see the head. Look at that. It looks like a beard. Look, see the head. You can see it looks like a Jake. You can see the wings sprouting. Like I said, you can say, well, that's a good CGI. Or not. But the scriptures tell you that the Most High is going to visit visit the earth. So I'm going to go into the precepts now. Let me open this up. So we're in that time. So you individuals that were part of this truth and that went back into the world, you're going to suffer the same destruction of Esau and the other nations. The scriptures say the least of the flock shall draw them out, right? That's that the Jays, they're going to cause the U.S. to enter in, and they're going to wind up in the Middle East, in the Levant. That's Armageddon, Jehoshaphat, Yahweh's judgment, the valley of Jehoshaphat, the lowland that they're going to enter in for the judgment of the Most High. I'm sorry, give me a second. Okay. I got to go to the Apocrypha. So any of y'all that came to this thing, you went back into the world, there's the new thing. You got to prove that you're a human. Okay, now did I say I was going to go to the context? I mean, this is in context. I'm not going to necessarily read the whole thing. It says, I am going to read this. It said, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. So you, as a man of the Lord, one of the elect, the prophet, you have to know what time you're in. You got a guy saying he's a prophet of the Lord. Oh, we could be here another 100 years. You run away from a person like that. There's so many things going on right now. I've been on this earth many years, and I ain't seen this craziness. This thing with Donald Trump almost getting, he did get shot. Could have been a bullet fragment or whatever. But one of the guys in Secret Service, I believe he quit. I was reading some story, getting it from someplace. I think it was redacted, that the guy said that they're going to try to take him out again. They're going to try to take him out again. So this Jay Rockefeller said, they should have never, invented the internet. Because people are not watching CNN for some real news. They'll see CNN, then they'll go to the web, and they'll check out various, websites and YouTube pages and so forth, concerning the real story. So now they're forced to tell the truth. It said, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass. We seen part of the signs pass. We seen pretty much everything is passed. The only thing that's left is for the Lord to actually come. Really, the MOTB, the microchip to come, which a lot of camps are not even waiting on or looking forward to. This system is not going to go down until the majority of the planet Earth gets microchipped, which I have told thee before. Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest, the Most High, will begin to visit the world which he made. What does Zechariah 5:1 say on down? It shall enter into the house of the thief. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people, riots, protests, in the world, the world meaning the whole planet, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So these things that are happening, was spoken of by the prophets. And we're prophets coming back, confirming it and understanding the prophecies. None of the prophets understood their visions. Even when the angel explained it to them, they didn't understand these visions. We understand it perfectly. Their job was to just write it down and wonder what the hell is it talking? What the hell is this talking about? Even John and Isle of Patmos, he saw the visions. He's writing it down. He said, "What the hell is this all about?" And like I said, even the angels explained it to him. They still, because the angels knew, they still didn't know. We know, so we don't have to write books. The book has already been written. I remember Kazak had the camp for a little while, the camp that I had, and because they took me out the camp. They said, "You no longer on this camp," and that's when I was still going to Connecticut, but then that's when I started just dealing with Connecticut. And Kazak had the camp for about 3 months, maybe if that long, and he probably came 3 or 4 times to the camp in 3 months. Then he gave the camp up, and that camp fell apart. And he said, "Oh, I'm going to write a book." What the hell are you writing a book? The book is already written. What the hell? What is there a need for you to write a book? Then he did a disappearing act, and he recently came up on the scene. He was on a couple of YouTube pages. What was this? A year and a half, 2 years ago? And he said he'd come to set the record straight so everybody can get it right. He figured that, oh, it's one of the 7. Let's get with this guy. He's one of the 7. Hey, General Yohana didn't get with him. Bishop Nate ain't gonna get with him. We damn sure ain't gonna get with him. So he really thought that we were gonna, get together and we're gonna come up under the leadership. He's one of the 7. We doing what the Most High want us to do. And plus, we're not going to trust you because what have you been doing in the past? Well, you and Yeshaya left, I believe it was 2005. So we're talking about 15, 20. We're talking about almost 20 years. What work did you do in the last 20 years? See, we're not zombies, all right? You got a lot of zombies in Israel that'll look at a guy that's a leader. He might have a nice garment on, a nice gimmicks with him. Well, I was thinking about this when I was getting up in the morning. When you laying on the bed, you thinking. I was thinking about John the Baptist. John the Baptist didn't have any gimmicks. He just had the straight truth. Now, I got a question I'm going to throw out there to y'all. Did John the Baptist have fringes on his garment? Did John the Baptist have fringes on his garment? Yes, no, maybe, I don't know. He had to have. Where he gonna take leaves and make fringes out of them? Did he ever leave the wilderness to come among people and have fringes, And they big up John the Baptist. John the Baptist, like I said in the previous video, if John the Baptist would have went to the IUIC school, they would have kicked him out. He said, "Man, this guy's a GMS member." If John the Baptist was on the scene, he'd be part of GMS. That's why Yahushua said what he said in Matthew 11. He said, "What do you think you were going to see? A guy with the garments of a king, a glorious garments." Remember, he was a homeless man living in the woods. For years. And the people, the Israelites that was in Jordan, who was living in Jordan? Why was it Jordan? Because you had either the Israelites were living in Jordan under Roman rule. And you guys that turn your back on this truth, you guys are in a lot of trouble with the Most High. You guys that are pushing out confusion, you're in a lot of trouble with the Most High. Second Ezra 6 verse 18. I'm gonna try to go quick. Let me see. Give me a second here. And it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth. When is that going to happen? It's happening. It's happening. Wisdom of Solomon. (17). And I'll start because I'm in the context of it. For great are thy judgments and cannot be expressed. Therefore, unnurtured souls have erred. What does it mean by unnurtured soul? A guy that's not built up in the spirit through the Most High. You cannot get up in the morning and say, oh, I want to be a prophet. You have to be, actually, I was going to say born a prophet. You have to be ordained to be a prophet in the spiritual realm before you come in your mother's womb. Unnurtured souls have erred. For when unrighteous men thought to oppress the holy nation are the Israelites, that's all of them. That goes back to the promise of Abraham. The promise that the Most High gave to Abraham was for his seed, which are the Israelites, to be ultimately delivered or saved and come into the kingdom. So the ones that don't make it this go around, they're going to come back through us. They being shut up in their houses. These are the Egyptians. For when the unrighteous men, the unrighteous nation, the Egyptians, because you got Jake that's following the Egyptian way, and all you Jakes that's into that Kemetic scientists and all that, you're all going to take the micro C-hip, and you're all going to die over here in America. Some of you are going to die before the missiles come. Some of you are going to die from the missiles. And I wouldn't give you guys a time of day. They being shut up in their houses, the prisoners of darkness, and fettered. A fetter, when you look up the word, that's old English for when somebody cuffs you. They wrap you up in a chain and put a lock on you. That's fettered with the bonds of a long night. So the Egyptians were scared to death. And on top of that, the firstborn of their sons would die, the firstborn of the cattle, the firstborn of everything was dying. Because they didn't have the during that night, the Passover. Passover just means the death angel, the grim reaper passing over, which is the death angel, which is Yahushua. 1 Corinthians chapter 10 tell you that. Yahushua was the grim reaper. Lay there exiled from the eternal providence. For while they supposed to lie hid in their secret sins, they were scattered under a dark veil of forgetfulness. And forgetfulness is, when you suffered MS and, dementia and so forth, which is amyloid plaque, heavy metals in your brain. And it takes years to get up in there. It says being horribly astonished and troubled with strange apparition. When you look up the word apparition, it's spirits, ghosts. And the Most High did this to haunt them. For neither might the corner, like if you get scared, you run into a corner, that held them, keep them from fear. But the noises as of water falling down sounded about them, and sad visions appeared unto them with heavy countenances. So they saw these faces, these heads floating with these sad looking faces. Now when I hit the next precept, it's going to mention the word hell. So people are going to get up and say, see Tahar, there is a hell. Yeah, hell is the grave. I'm going back to you men and women that fell off and went back to the world. You fell off because, pursuant to Hebrews chapter 4, around verse 4 or 5, it said you fell off because you were not mixed with faith. You turned your back on the plow. You went back into the world because you lacked faith, not mixed with faith. So now you're going to have to suffer the consequences. Hey, like Hassad, we're not dealing with Hassad. Hassad could keep going. You're a persona non grata. You can't, and anybody that supports Hassad. I know certain guys that go back to the 01 West. I know one particular guy supports this guy. You're going to get chipped and you ain't going to make it either. Because you turn your back on the plow. Scripture said, give diligence to make that call and election sure. A lot of you guys in the beginning when YouTube came on the scene, you guys are all in it, had them camps, unity camps and all that. A lot of you guys that were former One West guys, you haven't made a video in years. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 17, which is the same chapter. So now we're in the 13th verse to the 16th verse. And the expectation from within, you can read the whole chapter, by the way, being less counteth the ignorance more than the cause which bringeth the torment. Wait a minute. IUIC says when you come across the word torment, it's talking about you're going to burn in hell forever. No, if you're being haunted by spirits, that's a torment to you. You might not feel no physical pain. You just see these heads floating in the air. Maybe a head with wings on it. You know, the Most High is very creative. So that's a torment unto you, man. These people that are insane in the head, insane in the membrane, they see spirits. These people they put them in these sanitariums. I was going to say sanitation. Sanitariums, which is the crazy house. That's spirits. They see spirits. So they'll say, I see something, I see this, oh my God, this guy, I see a guy with a knife. I see a train coming at me. So what they do, they pump them up with drugs to settle them down. So when they come off the drug, they got to keep drugging them, man. And if you're an insane person, they don't know what to do with you, they lock you away. and you just stay bugged out of your brain until you give up the ghost. It says, but they sleeping the same sleep that night, which was indeed intolerable. They couldn't tolerate it, and which came upon them out of the bottoms of inevitable hell. So now you're gonna run with it. See, Tahar, there is an actual hell. Oh, so soul could be loose like little Nicky, right? So where them souls at? You might see your grandfather. You better keep teaching this truth, cause I'm in hell. You don't want to join me, son. No. There ain't no such thing as an eternal hell. Not even for Esau. Like you have Bishop Nathaniel talking about there's going to be a number of Israelites that's going to burn in hell forever. It says, we're partly vexed with monstrous apparitions. Ghost apparitions are ghost spirits that look like monsters. And partly fainted, they fainted. Their heart failing them, a lot of them got heart attacks. And that's in Luke 21. It said their hearts failing them for fear for the things coming upon the earth. We ain't in Jacob's trouble yet. For a sudden fear and not looked for came upon them. So you might be going somewhere. Well, remember, when you read this whole chapter, it said they were in darkness. The darkness was so dark that you felt the darkness. You felt a presence of darkness, or like a weight. There was a weight on you. Spirits are matter. Spirits have weight on it. You can actually measure a fire. The weight of a flame was at Ezra. The angel said, can you measure the weight of a flame? Guess what? Esau can measure the weight of a flame. Can you see the voice of somebody? Yeah, Esau could do that. He got instruments where he can see your voice. When you're speaking, they can see your voice. They can measure the weight of a flame. So then, whosoever there fell down was straitly kept. You're going to fall down, you're going to faint, shut up in a prison without iron bars. When them demons, what do they call that? Sleep paralysis. Yeah, I don't know how many of y'all, you can answer in the chat. I don't know how many of y'all have experienced this, but I used to experience this all the time as a child. Even when I came to the truth, I experienced it a lot. Where you half sleep and half woke, and there's a presence, you feel this electrical presence over you where you can't speak, you can't yell out, you can't move until the presence leave you. And all you can do is your mind is rebuke that demon or those demons in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and they will go. And there were certain times where I was going to say, I rebuke in the name of, and I would get ready to say Yahweh Yahushua in my mind, but that demon would almost make me say Satan. So I would have to catch myself and fight it and say Yahweh Yahushua. So there's spirits, as Yeshua would say it, if the Most High open up your eyes to the spirit realm around you, there's righteous angels and demonic spirits. If the Most High was to open your eyes to that, as Yeshua would say, you would drop dead. If the Most High opens up the spiritual realm, the righteous angels, the left-handed angels, the demons, you would bug out. You go crazy. So that's how the Most High visit you in his dreams. Didn't Pontius Pilate's wife have dreams that you better let this man go? Because I had dreams about this man. He ain't no ordinary man. And we don't know to this day whether Pontius Pilate was an Edomite or Jake that was raised up among Edomites. Because you remember, you had Jakes that were in high positions of the Rome's military and their senate and so forth. That's why ultimately Jake took over the whole Roman Empire. 96, not 193 AD, okay, but 96 AD. That's when Nerva came in, the first of the 5 good emperors: Trajan, Hadrian, Marcus Aurelius, and there was one more, Jeremiah 1531. So the Most High, before the Most High, Yahweh B'Ashem Yahushua, come and take this place out, he gonna show his signs. And this is real, man. Hey, if somebody roll up, you speaking, and they say that they're atheists, try to get them down the street. Yeah, don't even engage with an atheist. Like the scripture said, they're fools. Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud. Who's the most proud? The elite of Esau. You have Edomites that are homeless bums that will look down on you. You and Jake doing well. An Edomite say, I might be the lowest bum, but I'm better than you. That's how this devil thinks about you. Excuse me. Saith the Lord power of hosts, for thy day is come, and the time that I will visit thee. Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud. It's talking about Edomites. Starting with the elite, the elect. I'm the elite. Saith the Lord Yahweh, the Most High, of hosts, armies, of hosts is armies, for thy day is come. What day? The day of your destruction, the day of reckoning, the day that you shall go down, the time that I will visit thee. So now the Most High is visiting you. Yahweh B'Ashem Yahushua is visiting you. People are trying to figure out what's going on. We see exactly what's going on. We're praising the Most High. Let's see what Jeremiah 29:10 says. For thus saith Yahweh, that after 70 years be accomplished. Now this is talking about the pagan Babylonian going back more than 2,000 years ago, right? We're talking 2,600 years ago. That after 70 years be accomplished I don't even think they made the 70. I believe they went to like 67 years. They were supposed to make 70, so the Most High cut the time short. Well, most scholars say that. They'll say 67, 68 years. It says, after 70 years be accomplished at Babylon, I will visit you and perform my good word toward you and causing you to return to this place, which is the land of, Israel, Yasha'Allah. So that the Most High gave it to Jeremiah to give to the children of Israel. He said, look, you're going to have to go into captivity for 70 years, which was actually cut short. Then I'm going to bring you back to Israel. And that happened. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. So this is our ending, and this is Esau's beginning. Beginning of what? Him, being utterly destroyed and serving captivity under us. And then being gathered together and be burnt up. So if you're thinking about falling out this truth, you a damn fool. Well, if you're not, the ones that fell off were not of the elect anyway. Read the book of Jude. I have to go into an deep analysis of the book of Jude. Because that book was written because there were a lot of apostates. Just like today, you got a lot of brothers breaking off, doing their own thing, saying, well, this don't mean that. You Edomites can make it, and the MOTB is an embargo, and sleeping with white women, or sin in all of its forms, whether it be religious or political. When the MOTB is made manifested, you're going to have to explain yourself. And we're going to laugh at you on that day. We're going to mock you on that day. Remember, we here at GMS, we never said, oh, it might be the MOC. We could be, no, we never said, when have we ever said that? Give me the receipt where we ever said that. Oh, we could be wrong. Never said that. Jeremiah 49 verse 8, flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau. Calamity is total destruction upon him. That's when the missiles hit Babylon the Great, or the land of Edom, pursuant to Isaiah 34. The time that I will what? Visit him. So the Most High going to visit you the last time, but he's going to visit you with his host, which are the missiles. When you go to Revelation chapter 9, around about the 16 verse, it speaks about these things coming like horses and their mouths like lion. That's talking about missiles, not talking about angels. ISUPK said it's not talking about angels. It's not talking about the Chinese military. It's talking about missiles, which is the Most High's armies. Lamentation 4 and 22, but I might start at 20. Let me put in 20. I'll start at 20. Okay, in this shadow we shall live among the heathens. That's what we are. We are among the heathens. So this is what I want. 21 and 22. It says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwelleth in the land of Uz. Do they dwell in the land of Uz now? No, they dwell all over the place. Habakkuk 2 tell you that. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and shall make thyself naked. All the secrets of Esau is coming out. All the corruption is coming out against this man. You got Jake looking to get reparations. True reparations is putting them in captivity. The check is not good enough. Check is not good enough. You got to give us your check, the checkbook, the bank, and you. Because you got to go into captivity. And you're not going to do that. You're not going to give yourself up and say we're ready to go into captivity. You're going to be forced into captivity. And then after 1,000 years, we're going to gather all you Edomites together and burn you up. Exterminate. Annihilate. 22. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no longer... Oh, there's one video I was watching. I don't know if it was Israel, Detroit, one of them went to this black church led by a woman, an old woman in her 80s, maybe late 80s. So she kind of kicked them out. She did it in a tactful way, but she kind of said, I'm not accepting that. Then one of the brothers in IUIC said, he mentioned Deuteronomy 28. He said, if we don't follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, we're going to stay in Deuteronomy 28. No, we're not. The Most High is going to destroy this place, and the ones of Jake that didn't wake up, they're going to be destroyed with this system. And it's not always about the laws. Because you guys are breaking laws. Number one, you're keeping the Sabbath on the wrong day. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He's talking about Israel. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. And also when you go to another precept, Deuteronomy 30 verse 7, it said the curses that we suffered, the enemy's going to have to suffer these curses. Reversal of fortune, reversal of power. I'm almost finished. Stick with me. I know I went a little long. Ecclesiasticus 2 verse 14. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in the wrong. Okay, I was going to look at the context. I should read the context, but I'm just going to go right to it. Woe unto you that have lost patience. That's a topic right there. Woe unto you that have lost patience. And what will ye do when Yahweh shall visit you? Now this is talking about Israelites. The ones of you that turned your back on the plow, went back into the world, you lost patience. So the Most High is going to visit you. Just like he's going to visit you at the same time while he's visiting Esau. Let me go into context. For Yahweh is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering. That's why we know we're not going to burn in hell. There's no burning in hell forever. Because the Most High is a merciful power. Long-suffering and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins. Oh, by the way, you commit sins. The scriptures say charity covers the multitude of sins. So while you're walking in life, do charitable things. Most High takes certain sins, a multitude of sins away. And saveth in time of affliction. Woe be to fearful hearts and faint hands. Y'all that fell off and went back into the world. Because you lack faith, and you were fearful hearts and faint hands. And the sinner, which is the Israelite, that goeth two ways. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted. So the ultimate test is going to be whether you're going to take that charagma or not, the microchip. For he believeth not, therefore shall he not be defended. For the ones of you that don't believe, if you fell out the truth, you turn your back on the plow, that means you never believed. Which means you're an atheist. You don't fear the Most High. Woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will ye do when Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai shall visit you? They that fear Yahweh will not disobey, not disobey his word. My meat is to do the will of him that sent me and to finish his work. And what is a will? Here's the script, follow the script. That's what Yahushai did. That's what he taught the apostles to do. The disciples that became apostles. Not you do your own thing. The Most High didn't say give. When did the apostles have gimmicks? They never had gimmicks. And they that love him will keep his ways. You're going to keep teaching. And that also means being diligent, man. That Paul said that you all show the same diligence. Most I ain't dealing with you if you're doing a video once a week. Saturday I had mentioned that, and a couple of brothers say, well, I don't do as much as I should. And I said, well, you should be doing more. And you don't have to do a 2-hour video, 2-hour videos a day. You can do a 5-minute, 10-minute video that's hitting home. You can take a subject that's 2 hours and you can condense it into 10 minutes. You can say this, that, and the third, and then you can say, here's a list of scriptures. I'm going to read 3 of them, but here's the rest of them. You can read them yourself. And I'll see you on the next one. And you might do 3 or 4, 15, 10-minute, 15 videos, and then the Spirit might jump on you to do a half an hour video. This is not supposed to be a chore. The Apostle Paul in 1 Corinthians chapter 9, I should go it so I can get the wording right. I don't want to botch up the wording. Oh, it speaks about doing it willingly. Willingly, you got to want to do it. It says, "They that fear Yahweh will seek that." Give me a second. Will seek that which is well pleasing. Ooh, which is well. Seek that which is well pleasing unto Him. That old saying, I'm getting brownie points. Hey, when you want to get brownie points with your girl, you got to take her out. Baby, I'm going to take you out. See this movie you wanted to see? I'm going to go out to a nice dinner. I'm going to take you out to the cheese factory. In the cheese factory, there's some good food in the cheese factory. Okay? You take her to a nice, and then you get brownie points, and you know what happens later that night. So guess what? The same thing goes with the Most High. You got to get brownie points with Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. And then you get blessings. Hey, you deal with, on a job, you treat, any job I worked in, I don't know about all of them, but most of them, certain jobs I worked in, the bosses loved me. It was small hats. The bosses loved me. Me and Gabar, they used to love me. And Gabar, when we did things, we did it the right way. And some of them bosses were small hats, man. You got promotions, you got when you ask for a raise, they'll say no, but then they'll wind up giving you the raise anyway. You know? I had jobs where they fired me and they kept my number, and years later called me back. Do you want your job back? Now, why would you call a guy back to give him his job back when you fired him? Because you said, man, this guy was a good worker. That was back, when I was younger, man, It says, they that fear Yahweh. Now, if you fear Yahweh, that's a deep word. Apostle Paul said, knowing the terrors of the Most High, we persuade men. The Apostle Paul had a healthy fear for Yahweh because he saw the spiritual realm. It said, they that fear Yahweh will prepare their heart or their mind and humble their souls in His sight. At the end of the day, we're humble men. Guys get weak because they come into money. So their motivation is about how much money they can get from the congregation. I got a big congregation. These super rich Edomites, they're multi-billionaires. A lot of them live simple lives. They had a video of Warren Buffett, and he was being chauffeured around. I believe it was a Cadillac. It was either a Lincoln or a Cadillac. It's a short video. And the Cadillac was 10 years. The car looked good, but it was 10 years old. I believe it was a Lincoln. So he's sitting in the passenger seat in the front, He waving, and the car looked good, you know, but it was a 2014. I mean, there's 2014s out there that look good. So they said, look at this man driving around in a 10-year-old car, and the man's he's worth hundreds of billions. I don't know, 150, 200 billion dollars. He was giving away billions. He gives it away. So he ain't living this lavish lifestyle, man. Most of them Edomites that are super rich, they live out in the woods. They go mountain climbing and stuff like that. They live simple lives, man. I was trying to think of somebody, this one guy. And a lot of them devils, they give that money away. They're philanthropists. But their passion is about what they're really into, is living very simply. Okay, so now let's come over here. Got 2 more precepts. Hang with me. Job, he was the richest man in the East, right? And he never turned his back from the Most High. When everything was taken from him, he said, look, so do I accept the good thing from the Most High and not the bad? His wife flipped. Oh, she was playing the perfect wife. Yes, my Lord. Until them goodies were taken away. Her children were taken away. And them goodies were taken away. So she said, man, F this, and F the Most High. So she told Job, curse the Most High and die, because if you curse the Most High will kill you. So she said, look, curse the Most High out so he can kill you, so you don't got to live like this. We're used to being rich. He kept his integrity. And even, look, when the Most High has a bet with Satan, because that's what it was, a bet. The Mortimers, what was their name in the movie Changing Places? You know, they had a bet. They had a dollar bet. We can take this white man, well-educated, make him a bum, and we can take this bum, this homeless bum nigger, and they even call him a nigger. You think I'd give this company to a nigger? And then they made this guy a top stock guy. And then the one Mortimer, Lord, he said, here's your dollar. Here's your dollar. So then the character that was played by Darren Aykroyd got with Eddie Murphy, and they got together and they fucked him over. You know? Yeah, one of the guys was Don Amici. He was a Jake. He was back there in them old movies, you know. He was a straight up Jake. He looked like a young Cab Calloway. I'm laughing because I said Cab Calloway. It's an inside joke. I'm not even going to say it because y'all don't even know anyway. All the mother brothers that know what I'm talking about, they're laughing right now. Coming up in here looking like Cab Calloway. I'm sorry. Where am I? Okay, here we go. And if there be one stiff neck among the people, it is marvel if they escape unpunished. For mercy and wrath are with him. He is mighty to forgive and to pour out displeasures. So you can be blessed or you can be cursed. I bring before you curses and blessings. Choose today what you will do. As his mercy is great, that's how we know that there's not going to be no hell. Ain't no Israelites going to burn in hell. Ain't no nations going to burn in hell. So is his correction also. What is the correction that he gave us? Us being in captivity. He judges a man according to his works. What does it mean by the works? You receive this gospel and you push this gospel. You don't take no breaks, man. The sinner shall not escape with his spoils, and the patience of the powerly, the godly, shall not be frustrated. So we're constantly building brownie points with Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Make way for every work of mercy, for every man shall find according to his works. Yahweh hardeneth Pharaoh, that he should not know him, that his powerful works might be known to the world. Now, what does that mean? Remember when his heart was hard against the Israelites, and he came to the point where he said, man, I'm going to let these people go. And Moses said, nope, I don't want you to let them go. I'm going to harden your heart. And then when they left, he went to Moses. He said, go to your God. And he said, put in a blessing for me, and not too many words. And bless me, or ask him to bless me also. That's why Balaam wanted Israel cursed, because he saw that power. It's in Numbers. See, the Numbers 22 and Numbers 23, he called Balak, I meant to say Balak, the king of Moab, he called on Balaam to curse Israel, because he said they're going to take what we got. We're going to take us over. Which they did to the Midianites. It says his mercy is manifest to every creature, and he hath separated his light from the darkness with an adamant. Say not thou, I will hide myself from Yahweh. All of you that went back into the world, you will hide yourself from Yahweh. And I'm going to say this. A lot of these people that watch our videos are guys that were formerly a part of One West, that was formerly part of the camps, and still watch us. And don't be surprised if a lot of them are scoffers. The Most High is going to get every last one of you that turn your back on the plow. To turn your back upon the proverbial plow. Shall any remember me from above? I shall not be remembered among so many people. For what is my soul among such an infinite number of creatures? So they're saying there's billions of us. The Most High ain't going to remember me. Oh, the Most High going to remember you. There's an angel for each and every last one of you, man. And there's a missile with your name on it. Behold, the heaven and the heaven of heavens, the deep and the earth, and all that therein is, shall be moved when he shall visit. And when he moves the whole earth, he's only going to move the earth one time. That's from the missiles and the lasers from the chariots. Let me read that again. Another word for move is to shake. You're going to shake the heavens, right? It said, behold, the heaven and the heavens of heavens, the deep and the earth, and all that therein is, shall be moved when he shall visit. When the missiles come, he said he's going to be in the presence of the missiles. The mountains also, and the foundation of the earth, the governments, and literal mountains and governments and land masses, shall be shaken with trembling when Yahweh looketh upon them. And this is going to happen one time. So now, we've got two more precepts. So this is how the Most High is ultimately going to visit you. So now we're in Ezekiel 38 and 18. You got these guys saying, including Bishop Nate, unless he turned it, he said that the Gog is going to come and get Israel when we're in the kingdom after the missiles drop. Gog is going, well, Bishop Nathaniel said, I don't know if he changed it. He'd be a fool if he didn't change it. He did a class maybe two and a half months ago, maybe 3 months ago, that we're going to be in the kingdom for 1,000 years, and after the 1,000 years, Gog is going to sneak attack us. Look, then it says, "And them that remaineth shall be lifted up, and so we shall ever be with the Lord." If we're going to ever be with the Lord, how is any nation going to come and get us? Attempt to get us. So let me read this. "And it shall come to pass at this same time, when Gog shall come against the land of Israel," that's talking about now, "saith yet the Most High, that my fury shall come upon my face. For my jealousy and in the fire of my wrath have I spoken. Surely in that day there shall be a great shaking in the land of Israel." When is that great shaking in the land of Israel going to come? It's going to come when the whole earth shakes. Isaiah chapter 24, and I got that in my precepts. I don't even have to read that. Well, I might go to the point. "So that the fishes of the sea and the fowls of the heavens," remember it says in Ecclesiasticus, the heavens are heavens, right? "And the beasts of the field, and all creeping things that creep upon the earth, and all the men that are upon the face of the earth shall shake." So these guys are saying this is God after the kingdom is established, Babylon is destroyed, then Gog is going to come out on us. So the Most High is going to have to shake the earth again? No, he's only going to shake it one time. "Shall shake at my presence," because Yahweh is going to be in those missiles. He's going to make sure the missiles get to where it tells you in Hebrews and in the Old Testament, the Lord is a consuming fire. So stop playing. "Shake at my presence, and the mountains shall be thrown down." Mountains are going to be, where there's mountains, there's not going to be no mountains. Where there's islands, there's certain islands that's going to be done away with. The whole makeup of the earth is going to be different. The great flood, the great deluge, the flood, it changed the whole earth because you had a thing called Pangea, which was one body of land. If you look at a globe or a map, a world map, you can see how these pieces of land fit together like pieces of a puzzle. So the earth is going to look different when the kingdom comes. "And the mountains shall be thrown down, and the steep places shall fall, and every wall shall fall to the ground." Is the wall of China going to fall to the ground? The great wall of China? "And I will call for a sword against him throughout all my mountains, saith the Most High." This is when God visits the land of Israel. This is getting ready to happen. "Every man's sword shall be against his brother." What's that? That's 2nd Ezra chapter 15, 2nd Ezra chapter 16. "And I will plead against him with pestilence and with blood, and I will rain upon him and upon his bands and upon the many people that are with him an overflowing rain." A rain of what? Of fire, and great hailstones, fire and brimstone. That's the missiles that's going to hit Babylon the Great and Palestine. And it's only going to happen once. "Thus will I magnify myself and sanctify myself," because the kingdom is going to be established, "and I will be known in the eyes of many nations." Because we're going to do the will of the Father to put these nations in order, and they're going to have to follow our lead, follow the laws. Isaiah 2 verse 2, Micah 4 verse 2. You can start from the first verses of those two chapters. "And they shall know that I am Yahweh." So when they going to know? When the kingdom is established. One more precept. Once this man goes down, once this system goes down, this man ain't coming back. They ain't coming back up as a Gog, and they're coming back up as Magog, which Magog just means the land of Gog. The city of confusion. Now, by the way, this word confusion, if you click on this word, it's not going to be Babel. So it's a different word. But when you look up the word Babel, and the Hebrew word is confusion. But this is a different word. But it means, matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? Let me do this. Most High gave us this blue letter for a reason. Where did I say I was going to go? Confusion. Confusion, unreality, emptiness, place of chaos. Babel is another way of saying confusion. The city of confusion, which is Babylon, is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. There is a cry for wine, and the wine represents the knowledge. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. That's talking about this land. And all kind of people catching hell. People that had good jobs, the money that they get is not good enough. Now they got to move out of their house. There's a lot of people that's moving out, man. There's a lot of people. There's a next door neighbor that just moved about a month ago, and they moved down south. I said, "Well, we moving. We're going down south. Everything's too high up here. We're going down south." If I remember, I believe they went down to Virginia because it's cheaper down there. It says, and the city is left destruction. What city? The great city. And the gate is smitten with destruction. The gate represents their defense system. And that's in Nahum 3. When thus it shall be in the midst of the land among the people, there shall be as the shaking of an olive tree and as the gleaning grapes when the vintage is done. They shall lift up their voice. They shall sing for the majesty of Yahweh. They shall cry aloud from the sea up in the clouds, the firmament. That's Revelation chapter 15. So we're going to be singing. We're going to be rejoicing. That's in Revelation chapter 18, around about the 20th verse. It said the apostles and the prophets are going to rejoice. Didn't say nothing about the bishops. It said the apostles and the prophets. Bishops are not prophets. Generals are not prophets. Prophets are prophets. Apostles are prophets. Elders could be prophets. Wherefore glorify ye Yahweh in the fires. Revelation 15, starting from the first verse. Even the name of Yahweh, the Most High of Israel, in the isles of the sea. From the uttermost part of the earth have we heard songs. What songs have we heard? The truth. From the other side of the earth. How did you hear these songs if you're on the other side of the earth? Through the internet. Even glory to the righteous. But I said, my leanest, woe unto me. The treacherous dealers have dealt treacherously. We know who they are. Yeah, the treacherous dealers have dealt very treacherously. When they cease to be treacherous or spoil, they will be spoiled. When they cease to deal in treacherously, they will be dealt with treacherously against. Was that Isaiah 33, if I'm not mistaken? Fear and the pit and the snare are upon thee, O inhabitants of the earth. And it shall come to pass that he who fleeth from the noise of the fear shall fall into the pit, and he that cometh up out of the midst of the pit shall be taken in the snare, trap, for the windows from on high are open, and the foundation of the earth do shake. So when the whole earth shake, it's only going to shake. The Most High going to shake this place one time. He going to pull up on this place and shake it, shake the whole earth. It's not going to happen the Most High is not going to shake the earth when God comes and attack us, because God ain't coming to attack us. God is going to be in the field working. The earth is utterly broken down. The earth, because the whole earth is going to be built back up. Babylon will never be built back up. It will be the biggest desert, as I've said previously. The land of Palestine is going to be built back up, and we're going to have that whole land. Them Jays don't have the whole land. They don't have the whole land. They have a small part of the land. That's another way you can prove that they're not the people. We're going to have the whole land. Go to Genesis chapter 15. The earth shall reel to and that's the shaking, Ezekiel 38. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall. This system is going to utterly fall and not rise again. The system is not going to rise. The beast system is going to be done away with. When this destruction comes, Babylon's going to be destroyed, which is the woman. The beast is not going to be utterly destroyed, but they're going to be jacked up. The buildings are going to fall. And I would gather that they're going to try to stop us from taking them over and shackling them up. And they're going to see the power that we have, and they're going to realize that it's a resistance is futile. Look that up. Look that term up. Resistance is futile. You wasting your time. And we're going to have fun taking them down, man. It said, and it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh shall punish the host of the high ones. Who are the high ones? The elite. Matter of fact, it's the super elite that's going to escape. First of all, the super elite are not even in America, man. But the ones that are elite in America, they're going to escape. They're going to be the first ones that's going to get shackled up and go into captivity. They're going to lose everything that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. And they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit, and shall be shut up in the prison, and after many days shall they be visited. Because we're going to give them work assignments. Then the moon shall be confounded, and the sun ashamed, and the Lord of hosts shall reign in Zion, and in Jerusalem, and before his ancients gloriously. So we're going to reign, right? The Most High going to set us up, but God is going to somehow get us. Anyway, with that, I went a little long, but that's okay too. With that, I'm going to say shalom. So y'all better get serious.